Hello, hello, what's up y'all? What's up y'all out there in the world? Welcome to another episode of Getting Stoned with your host, Mr. Stone Petoskey, coming at you live from Mother Earth, the third stone from the sun. Yes, indeed. We are coming up on the end of the year called 2023. I hope you had a good one. I hope you feel the love as always here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you stopping by, giving your precious time to listen. Indeed. Now, of course, I am sending you a big old hug. Come on, come up on in here for it. Ooh, Lordy, that feels good. Hug it out now. Hug it out. Let's do this. You are safe. You are loved. You are a miracle. You are a divine creation. Yes. All right, all right, all right. Feel that. Come on now. Yeah. Feels so good to hug. Hug one another. Hug a tree. Hug the earth, the soil, the ocean, all of it. Give it a big hug. Yes. All right. It's always so nice to take a moment here and connect. It's what it's all about. It's my intention going into the 2024. Yes, I sort of see it like this, there's this idea that you are here at this moment, at this time. Whether there is a reason or a rhyme to your being here, the fact of the matter is here you are. So with that in mind, we got to get to the living. So we can all feel it. The vibrations are funky and fierce. Freaky, fearful. Yeah, lots of that kind of vibe energy. That fear vibe energy is up all right, isn't it now? So my recommendation, my prescription, my simple suggestion to all y'all is 3 facts. We can walk in the year to come, another trip around the sun. With all the vibrations going on, of which we are an inseparable part, we can either withdraw into the corner of our little worlds with our silly phones and our technology and scroll and stare at the images that float on by, the messages of what you should believe, of what you should pay attention to, of how you should feel, of who you should be, all of that noise, as I like to call it. So we can withdraw into all of that, all those distractions, or we can, we can feed into, believe, conduct ourselves as if the shit is going to hit the fan. There's all kinds of that energy bouncing around the world these days. All these millionaires and billionaires building these bunkers so they can run and hide into their safe bunker when the world's coming to an end. And, as far as I'm concerned, that's all based in fear. None of it's anything that I pay much attention to. And then there's those regular folks, we got those people out there prepping. They got all their guns, all their ammo, all their food and their off-grid, life that they can survive. When things get all gnarly and nasty and civilization is falling to pieces, they're going to be able to survive. Yeah, right on, brothers and sisters. If that's your thing, man, you know how I roll around here. You do you. I ain't making no judgment on nobody. You gotta ride like the wind to be free again. yeah, so you do you, man. If you want to withdraw, that's your thing. Then that's your thing. You want to buy into the perspective that the world is coming to an end, that the rapture is up around the corner, that the apocalypse is going to get the four horsemen of the apocalypse are going to ride into town this year. I don't know. There's all kinds of manner of the aliens are coming. All the Elohim, the God of the Hebrews, the goodness gracious, the Jewish Zionists, and you name it, you got it in this time in this world, man. You can find any belief, any story about what's going on, that from the wildest imaginations you can conjure up to the most mundane, day-to-day, this is just what humans do kind of stuff. So path number one for 2024, some people are going to withdraw, and some people are going to be survivalists. They're going to prep for the end. They're going to prep for the craziness, the civil war, the takeover by the communists, the like I said, the confrontation with the aliens. In any case, whatever it is that you might believe as far as that sort of end of time stuff, things are only going to ramp up even more and more in that regard coming this year for us. So you best protect yourself and do it as necessary so you can survive. And then the third path is the one that I'm personally walking on, which is the idea that you must be the change you wish to see. That is something that Mr. Mahatma Gandhi said. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know necessarily exactly what 2024 is going to bring, but I know what I'm going to bring to 2024, and that is that mindset of be the change you wish to see. I'm going to move forward with kindness. I'm going to move forward with joy, with some smiles on my face. That doesn't mean that I'm in denial. Trust me, I've been down just about every rabbit hole you can imagine going down. So no, I'm not living in denial, but I also understand life is a game. Life is play. And no one, no matter how fierce they think they're capable of predicting the future, they cannot. None of us have a crystal ball. I know it brings comfort to a lot of people to think that certain people have crystal balls and what they say is going to be what happens. And I also would say that there's a certain truth in the idea that as we believe, so we will conceive. No question about it. But so in that kind of framework, my path is to walk with love, walk with light, joy, freedom. Yeah, y'all know how important freedom is to me. Any sort of negativity, I'm just going to transmute it. I'm going to just, like I said, I'm not trying to be all like new agey and all that kind of thing either here. I'm just being real down to earth about it all. I recognize I'm a strand in the strand in the web of life. And I'm just going to do my thing. And my thing is to spread love and light. I'm going to point out some of the craziness, some of the human contradiction, obviously. You know what it's like if you come here and you listen to what I'm laying down. I'm gonna keep on doing that. You can rest assured. But I don't lose sight of the fact that life is precious. We never know when our time is up. And to be grateful, indeed, for the blessing and the gift of this day. And I'm hoping that, or wishing, or praying, or believing, or conceiving that I'm going to get 365 more of them in 2024, and I'm gonna be one grateful motherfucker for every single one of those days. That's my vibage. No matter what happens in this world, there could be all manner of craziness. That is for sure. But I'm just kind of holding my course. That's what I'm doing. So, yeah, whatever path you are on, whatever path you decide to take in this new year that is about to dawn upon us, I wish you much love, much health, much happiness, peace, joy, lots and lots of laughter. Yes, indeed. And of course, a whole bunch of hugs. All right. Here we go now. Let's keep on this. Let's keep this train moving down the tracks. We're going to pick up where we left off in the book, The 33 Myths of the System, a radical guide to the world. We are on to myth number 9, the myth of truth. A persistent problem for the system is that market dependence and the demands of infinite consumption spawn immense misery, which, while playing a vital role in generating even more desire for market interventions, narcotics, security, psychiatry, etc., it has a nasty tendency to lead to mass refusal of constraint, violence, and every now and then revolution. It is essential, therefore, for management to keep the booze, sports, pills, and porn flowing. And crucially, to keep the schools, universities, newspapers, websites, TV channels, and publishing companies pumping out pro-market propaganda. The ultimate result of such a colossal program of misinformation and the sine qua non of effective corporate rule is confusion. Nobody must know what is going on. Nobody must understand how the world actually operates, and nobody must know who or what is responsible for their suffering. The fears and anxieties of the masses must constantly be aroused, their unconscious desire for attention and excitement continually stimulated. Their belief and their unhappiness can be alleviated with a sail perpetually fueled. They must be made to believe that pleasure is the sole aim of life, power equals security and expensive possessions, not to mention expensive qualifications, bring elevated status and self-confidence. They must be constantly reminded explicitly and implicitly that nothing is more important than how they are defined, what they know, what they like, and what they want. They must be trained to divorce cause from effect. The demands of the market from war, urban life from misery, consumption of sugar from acne, the torture of animals from chicken nuggets, and the horror of factory life from cheap track suits. They must be made to feel that humility, mystery, peace of mind, service to others, self-sacrifice, self-mastery, health, and responsibility are either illusions, unattainable, not my thing, available for $5.99 at the chemist, or synonymous with never touching another human being ever again. This way they would be malleable, corruptible, easily dealt with, and crucially unable to perceive their own confusion. Always pointing the finger in the wrong place at their fellow prisoners, their genes, their gods, their neighbors, their mental illnesses, their parents, their bad luck, their bank accounts, and their rulers. Never at themselves and never at the system. It is hard enough to maintain such profound, debilitating, and widespread confusion, but the work of the system's opinion shapers is made more challenging by the existence of people who are perversely determined to educate their fellows. Such extremists, terrorists, anarchists, and narcissists can be dealt with the usual way. But in a Huxleyan system, the threat they represent is neutralized before it has a chance to spread. For only those who are heavily credentialized, heavily institutionalized, conspicuously unhappy, or shielded from reality can gain access to the means to speak. Everyone else floats through an ocean of useless information in which it is almost impossible to discern quality or truth. Censorship is unnecessary in a system in which everyone can speak, but only those guaranteed not to say anything worth listening to can be heard. This technique of system-constrained thought control in a democratic society is called, quote, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, culture, and fun. It is extraordinarily effective. There is no central control, no proprietors. There aren't even any or hardly any actual lies. By simply allowing the system to select for system-friendly voices who automatically frame the news, PR, and system-friendly narratives, a single unified image of the world is perpetually manufactured by the news media. One in which technological progress, economic growth, compulsory schooling, and full employment are unquestionably good. In which our wars of aggression and sale of weapons to client dictatorships are either mistakes or preferably invisible. In which insanely destructive weather events, floods, droughts, civil unrest, and distant wars just causelessly happen. In which locking the planet up into boxes of merely existing is, despite no evidence that it works, the best way of dealing with a virus with a 99.9% survival rate and an average age of death of around 80. In which the unmitigated horror of the system is filtered into merely tragedy, and crucially, in which the host organization or the role of the media in supporting the system is never, ever seriously criticized. A great deal of disagreement on matters of peripheral or trivial interest is tolerated. Journalists and academics can furiously disagree with each other about welfare spending, interest rates, elections, corruption, sex scandals, the terms of trade agreements, what the royals are wearing, and even at the leftmost end of the little window, edgy topics like climate change, economic growth, civil liberties, and the deleterious effects of specific technologies. But step out of the microscopic range of acceptable thought, write intelligently about how the technocratic market economy exterminates nature and culture, seriously investigate the endemic institutional bias of the entire press, left and right, hold our leaders to the same standards of judgment as theirs, throw doubt upon middle-class gods, endeavor to explore the entire technocratic system or its origins in the homeless mind, and see what happens to your career. One of the most popular defenses made by corporate journalists and academics is that, quote, The Guardian or the BBC or the Washington Post or whoever often gets it right, that they do great stuff on Russia, or their more left-leaning journals write important critiques of corporate corruption and environmental breakdown, and so on. This argument is identical in essence to our government is good because it has never bombed whales, or the medical profession is good because look at all the lives doctors save. Details, facts, and framed generalizations are focused on in order to avoid addressing the entire structure, filtering system, bias, market subservience, and calamitous harm of the institution in question. The whole, the big picture, the causes and effects, the entire truth. Such things are not merely taboo. They cannot be perceived by the hyper-focused modern mind which the system represents and normalizes. The purpose of the news is not and never has been to tell the truth. It is to sell audiences to advertisers, to support state corporate power, to normalize professionalism, to provide a voyeuristic window on faraway sex and violence in order to distract consumers from their nearby frustration and unhappiness, to excite the restless and needy ego, to smear critics of the system and to bury what they say under an ocean of irrelevance. In fact, if it is in the news, it must be irrelevant. Truth can no more survive in the media than cats can survive on the moon or quality can survive in the market. Truth takes too long to generate, too long to express, requires too much attention and sensitivity, has disastrous connections to reality, and tends to produce catastrophic effects in those who are exposed to it, such as in Sokan's revolutionary inspiration, confidence in the future, love for humanity, weird understanding, and spontaneous erotic splendor, none of which does the market any good at all. The system requires that consumers of news, indeed of any late capitalist art form, are titillated, entertained, upset, annoyed about the government, nod in sage wonder at the pronouncements of big minds, desire the latest tech, are afraid of diabolic foreign powers or diabolic flu-like illnesses, turn forever away from the implications of mortality, are amazed at magnificent cleavage, in complete ignorance about the true nature of the world, a complete stranger to the mysterious reality of their own conscious experience, regularly swoon over Obama and the royals, are up in arms about the communists and fascists, or about political correctness, or about the damn immigrants, and conditioned to yibber yabber about today's themes with work colleagues during the coffee break. That is what capital requires, and that, you may have noticed, is what capital gets. And yet, the activity of the news media is trivial in comparison to the entire fabricated reality we experience via the televisions, computers, cinema screens, loudspeakers, adverts, packaging, syllabuses, books, magazines, posters, meetings, laws, ideas, emotions, and mediated experiences of the world. We do not experience reality as it is, a mysterious embodied totality, but a comprehensible mind-made topology of isolated individual subjects and objects, continually remolding, reinforcing, and reproducing itself in the service of itself. The proper name for this vast, abstract, emotional cinema screen is not, quote, art, and certainly not, quote, truth or, quote, reality, although it is taken as such, but the Phil Dickian spectacle, the horrific, hypnotic, dream life of the world. The system conceives the entire universe as a constellation of abstractions, which in the autonomous ego seem as real as reality. In a capitalist system, those abstractions are emotionally potent, or in the Marxist tradition, fetishized. Measures of economic value, formal order, advertising, and the multifarious productions of the public relations industry. These combine with a self-replicating array of system-engendered and system-reinforcing impressions, beliefs, opinions, ideas, and vague feelings to form an ersatz unworld which doesn't just conceal the reality of how people actually live or how the things they use actually come to be made, but the reality of everything in nature and society, the entire universe, along with the totality of conscious experience. Community comes to be understood abstractly. Other countries and cultures are understood mythically. Nature is perceived through a sentimental prism. History is reduced to cliche or to quiz-friendly fact fragments. The objects and increasingly the ideas, feelings, and experiences which men and women produce appear in their lives as mysterious artifacts dropped from a spaceship. And society rises up before them not as a lived experience formed by their own actions, but as a monolithic thing which happens to them. Life entire, which means our own life, is naught but a schizoid phantasm. When the reality of it is encountered directly, actually, the result is inevitably profound shock and horror. People who have grown up entirely within the system, within its professional and religious institutions, within its towns and cities, within its managed spaces and its virtual spaces, therefore consider reality itself to be fake. Not consciously. They are not conscious of believing in something which is not true, nor are they ever consciously imprinted with a fake ideology. Their entire simulated experience is already bound by the unreal, the mediated, and the represented, leaving them with a sense of permanent, cynical distance from reality. A sense that it's all bullshit, and that nothing really matters beyond whatever it is you want to matter. Propaganda can then be applied to this sense with ease, even when its untruth is blatantly, crudely obvious. Human beings raised by the system are quite content to be lied to because the truth is really just a useful lie. If it's not useful, then it's not really the truth. They cannot be argued out of this stance because your argument isn't useful. So useless, in fact, it's laughable. Your attempt to show them reality beyond the coordinates of a self formed by a machine is like trying to show color to a man raised in a dark room. The darkness of the spectacle is not just endless, but continuous or seamless. The witnessing mind passes from rom-com to sci-fi, to car advert to browser, to laptop to interior of the coffee shop, to the badges and bags of the customers, to their hugs and smiles, to the tones of their voices, to their conversations, to your own conversation with yourself, to earworms and sex anxieties and the shoes you want to buy. And there is no interruption, no disruption, nothing that is actually existentially different. If anything real does present itself to the system mind, anything from beyond the knowable, it is either some kind of irritation or pain. A pain which crucially cannot be alleviated by following institutional scripts and techniques. Because there is no way for the system to perceive the connection between reality and pain, it is safer to avoid both. Avoid everything which does not segue seamlessly into the man-made facsimile of nature, culture, and consciousness that calls itself nature, culture, and consciousness, or that claims to be generated by them, but which is, in fact, produced and managed by the system which it serves and reflects. This is why perennial complaints by the left that the, quote, right-wing media program the people into servitude are so completely besides the point. Certainly, the lies and distortions of elite-owned information outlets can disastrously warp public opinion or swing an election for favored monsters. But it is the entire civilized system that shapes the lives, and therefore the opinions of the masses. Domesticated people have domesticated fears and desires which seek validation in the domesticated news, which ultimately does not form their beliefs, but confirms them. This is why media reform is useless, and why trying to change people's attitudes through exposing them to different kinds of information is about as useful as trying to make a horse more intelligent by reading Shakespeare to it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the myth of truth. Well. As is often the case, I don't expound on any of the stuff afterwards. You want to dive in deeper, get yourself in the hands on this book, or listen again to what I just read there. I think it's time for us to take a moment, close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath. Remember who you are. Who you are. Remember, it is what it is, what it has always been, and what it will forever be. You are me. I am you. We are the divine through and through. Yes. Man's always looking for some kind of reason, some kind of meaning, some kind of proof. We are the only animal on this precious planet that has this neurotic tendency, this need. I don't know the reasons why. I don't know why we live and die. I don't know why blue is the color of the sky. But I do know that a hug feels a whole lot better than a sock in the eye. Yeah. Ground, put your bare feet on the earth. Feel the vibrations. Breathe in the air. It fills your body, fills your lungs, nourishing you. There's miracles everywhere. See it, feel it, know it, be it. When you stop quarreling with what is, you find what it is you've been looking for. When you stop quarreling with what is, you know peace. You know joy. You know freedom. Stop quarreling with what is, and instead, love it. I'm going to read a couple poems by my brother, Mr. Leonard Peltier. This man is a native, born and bred here in North America. He's in prison presently. He will probably die there, although I certainly hope not. I would say that he has most certainly been one of my inspirations. And if you're not familiar with our brother, Mr. Leonard Peltier, I would strongly encourage you to educate yourself about this brother. This poem is entitled, We Are Not Separate. We are not separate beings, you and I. We are different strands of the same being. You are me and I am you, and we are they, and they are us. This is how we're meant to be. Each of us one, each of us all. You reach out across the void of otherness to me, and you touch your own soul. This is one's entitled Forgiveness. Let us forgive the worst among us, because the worst is in ourselves. The worst lives in each of us, along with the best. Let us forgive the worst in each of us and all of us, so that the best in each of us and all of us may be free. This one's titled Difference. Let us love not only our sameness, but our unsameness. In our difference is our strength. Let us be not for ourselves alone, but also for that other who is our deepest self. This is the last one. This poem's titled The Message. Silence, they say, is the voice of complicity. But silence is impossible. Silence screams. Silence is a message, just as doing nothing is an act. Let who you are ring out and resonate in every word and every deed. Yes, become who you are. There's no sidestepping your own being or your own responsibility. What you do is who you are. You are your own comeuppance. You become your own message. You are the message. Leonard Peltier. Much love, my brother. Much love. And thank you. Thank you so much. The gratitude that I feel for Mr. Peltier is wide as the sky. I'll send you a big hug, sir. And a prayer of gratitude. Leonard Peltier. All right, y'all. We're gonna do a song here, and we're gonna skip on out. As always, thank you for stopping on by. I appreciate you. I appreciate you as we come to the end of 2023. Yeah. This tune is Fortunate Son. Some folks are born with the flag. Oh, the red, white, and blue long. When the band plays head of the chief, oh, they point the cannon at you long. It ain't me, it ain't me. I ain't no senator's son. It ain't me, no, it ain't me. I ain't no fortunate one. Some folks are born silver spoon in hand. Lord, sure like to help themselves, yeah. When the tax man you come to the door, Lord, the house look like a rummage sale now. It ain't me, no, it ain't me. I ain't no millionaire son. It ain't me, no, it ain't me. I ain't no fortunate one. Some folks in here star-spangled eyes. Oh, the sends you down to Warlawn. And when you ask them how she would give, oh, the only answer is mom. It ain't me, no, it ain't me. I ain't no military son. It ain't me, no, it ain't me. I ain't no fortunate one. It ain't me, Lord, it ain't me. I ain't no fortunate son. It ain't me, Lord, it ain't me, no. I ain't no fortunate one. Yeah, it ain't me, Lord, no. It ain't me. Well. As I said, y'all, at the jump of this episode here, you choose whatever path you want to walk on in 2024. I hope nothing but goodness, peace, joy, love, light, happiness for all sentient beings, all the two-legged, the four-legged, the winged ones, the ones that swim in the sea, the trees, the mountains, the stones, the soil, all of it, man. Peace and love. Yeah. Thank you so much, y'all, for listening. I'll see you all next year here. Until next time, this is Tom Petoskey saying peace out.